All right, so picture this. You're just going about your day, maybe scrolling on your phone, and then this sound cuts through everything. A low, mechanical buzz you've never heard before. It's an alert, and it says this.
So let's really put ourselves in this moment right now. We're going to walk through what these next few minutes would actually feel like, beat by harrowing beat.
You have 14 minutes. That's it. That's the first solid piece of information you can actually grab onto. And your first thought, it isn't even panic. It's just sheer disbelief. This has to be a mistake, right? Some kind of glitch. But then you flick on the TV, and you can hear the tremor in the anchor's voices. You see these terrifying red lines arcing across the map on every single channel. And then you hear it from outside. Your whole neighborhood just erupts. Car alarms, engines roaring, people trying to flee, but, where are you going to go? There's nowhere to go.
Okay, 12 minutes left. And this is where your brain does something pretty incredible to protect itself from just completely shutting down. It splits in two. It's a classic trauma response. One part of you goes into pure practical survival mode, and the other part, it just sort of detaches and starts watching everything from a distance.
So that survival brain just takes over. You're fumbling with your phone, trying to call your family, but of course the network is completely jammed. You're telling your roommates to get to the basement, and your voice sounds weirdly steady, almost robotic. You're grabbing blankets, water, and then, for some bizarre reason, your laptop. Your brain is just clinging to any little symbol of normalcy it can find. But while all that is happening, that other, detached part of your mind is just drifting. It's thinking about the concert tickets stuck to your fridge, that stupid argument you had last week that you never resolved, the book on your nightstand that, well, now you'll never get to finish. 10 minutes. You're in the basement now. It's cold and unfinished. This little concrete box, well, it's your entire world. And just like that, the power goes out. The whole grid just gave up. You flick on your phone's flashlight. You notice the battery? 47%. And isn't that a crazy thing? In the face of total annihilation, the human mind looks for something, anything it can control. And right now for you, it's a battery percentage. 8 minutes. The sounds coming from outside, they're not the Hollywood explosions you'd think they'd be. No, it's just the sound of society breaking. The mundane crunch of metal on metal. A car horn that gets stuck and just blares on and on. And this is where the mind goes somewhere really strange. While all that chaos is going on just outside the walls, your thoughts drift to pets that don't understand what's happening, to the animals in the local zoo. It's a fascinating thing how our brains are wired. That empathetic pain can feel sharper, more real than even our own fear. 6 minutes left. And then, the chaotic noise from outside, it just stops. All of it. The world just holds its breath. And then it's replaced by a sound that is 1,000 times more terrifying. The sirens. Every single emergency system in the city, all wailing at once. These old air raid sirens you didn't even know were still a thing. The sound is so massive, it's not just something you hear, it's physical. You can feel it vibrating in your teeth, deep in your bones. And then, a tiny miracle. Amidst all that noise, your phone buzzes. A text has somehow punched its way through the dead network. It's from your sister. 3 simple words. I love you. And your hands are shaking, but you type it back, sending that one last little piece of yourself out into the world. 4 minutes. There's nothing else to do now. The time for action, for scrambling around, is over. Now, there's only waiting. You just lie down on the cold concrete floor. You close your eyes, and you think about everyone else, about the millions of people in their own basements and subway tunnels, all doing this exact same thing, all suddenly connected by this single, silent, desperate hope that this isn't real. In these last few moments, time just seems to warp and stretch. At 3 minutes, you find yourself thinking of Pompeii. At least for them, it was instant. They didn't have to wait. This knowing is the worst part. At 90 seconds, the sirens suddenly cut out, and the silence that follows is somehow worse. At 30 seconds, your mind is just a slideshow of small, quiet moments, a perfect sunset you saw from a plane window once. And at 10 seconds, the only sound left in the universe is your own heartbeat.
5, 4, 3. A single thought just surfaces. We were supposed to have more time.
2,
1. And
nothing happens. The clock on your phone ticks past the moment of impact. You're still breathing. You're still here. But nobody moves. You're almost afraid that a single sound might trigger the end that never came. And then, another alert. You look down, it says false alarm. System malfunction. Stand down. There was no attack. And you should feel relief, right? But you don't. You just feel hollow, empty. It's like you died anyway, and nobody bothered to tell your body.
So here's the thing to really let sink in. That experience wasn't just a story. It was a preview, a glimpse into 14 minutes that are always a possibility, kept at bay by the very same fragile systems that just failed. We got lucky this time. But luck isn't a strategy, and eventually,